we do not become emotionally attached to the feedback that we receive. We stop judging ourselves. The moment a feedback is given, it doesn't reduce your self-confidence. This is also an opportunity for us to learn and grow. It's a lot of times, even if there is the person who is giving a feedback, let's say I'm getting into getting my presentation reviewed or some form of work that is getting reviewed. I go with an awareness that when a person reviews and provides feedback, there is an opportunity that I can improve myself. I'm not perfect. We have infinite potential, right? We learn about quantum science and we say that there is infinite potential in the quantum field. So what that infinite potential means that we are never satisfied at any stage, because there is always a room for improvement. So when you go with that mindset, even if you're receiving a feedback from a person who is not mindful, who is probably not a meditator, you take what is necessary for your growth. There could be some very important aspects that you may have overlooked. So instead of the emotion of the person giving feedback clouding your judgment, you open up to the aspect that the person who is giving feedback, there is something in it. You also become self-aware and you are courageous enough to express for things that are said which probably you don't agree. Previously, without meditation, you would probably sit quiet. If your nature or personality was like that, you probably would sit quiet, for which you do not agree. But you open up with courage and conviction if what you have to say makes for the larger good. So let me give an example. So I had a team. So when I started my meditation program, I had recently taken up a role where I was leading a large product development group based in India. And our group, so there were multiple global teams. I had teams, peers who were in US and other locations. So in one of the case, I had to make a decision, and there was a decision that I made which would affect the team in US. I went ahead and made the decision and let my colleague who was in US know about it. Without even an iota expectation. Again, as I said, I was open to receive feedback. I very well need not have asked for his feedback. But because I realized that some of the decisions that I took could affect him, it was more out of courtesy that I shared with him. But next day, I received a very nasty feedback. And the immediate response or my first response would have been to start defending my decision. But then, since I had become more mindful, I realized this is an opportunity for us to grow as a team. So instead of defending my decision, instead of giving back in the same tone, I responded with opening up to him, telling him that I'm open to his suggestions. The decisions that I had made was with the context that I was aware of. But if he had a better suggestion, I was open to it. Now, that simple email, and again, with a conviction that when somebody provides a feedback, it is for us to look at and see an opportunity to grow. When I sent that email and mentioned that we can have a conversation on this, next day, I was quite surprised. In fact, that person people who had experience working with that person earlier had told me that he was always prejudged. He had bad experience working with the team in India, and he would always give such kind of remarks. But instead of going with my prejudged experience, I responded. He was completely surprised and was quite surprised at my openness to accept his suggestions. Over the next 2-3 months, I saw a drastic change in how he responded to my team, how he worked with our team. Our team became quite involved in the decisions that his group made. So friends, the feedback, even received from a person who is not mindful, when we look at it as an opportunity to grow, learn, it can be turned into a completely positive way. The only thing we have to do is we have to be aware. We have to be convinced of our own self. We have to be aware that we are not perfect. We are not, but at the same time, we have the ability and the potential to be better. So we start looking at things that feedback and opportunity to learn comes from every different angles. I started practicing getting feedback from even my junior most team member. When I say junior, maybe he's just joined the team. Because I would always look at a different perspective. Instead of looking at feedback as a personal taint, we start looking at it as something that helps the team grow. So this is about receiving feedback. We also have an opportunity to provide feedback. If some are in a position of leadership, some form of management roles, you also have an opportunity to provide feedback. So with my perspective of providing feedback also changed completely. Earlier, review or feedback was meant to show up mistakes of others. But we start talking about highlighting the good things that the other person has done. Even when we are talking about areas of improvement, we become very, very specific of where the other person can improve. While all the time remembering that the other person is same as you. They're also here for an experience, right? So we don't judge them. We become completely empathetic. I had a team, one of the team members whose performance feedback I was hearing from others was not up to the mark. And I was told that this has been going on for a long time. Now, everybody's conclusion was he cannot be in the team. But with meditation, when we look at with empathy, we realize we find solutions around it. So when I suggested that why not have a discussion with him and check if he's interested to take up something else. Maybe he's struggling in the current role. Maybe the role is not what he's really want. So the person whom we had hired for writing code, eventually we realized, or he himself realized, that he's actually loves doing testing. So instead of judging and concluding on somebody, we started looking at and our team who were also meditating realized that it's, again, we don't judge, we don't conclude, we find the opportunity for everything to work together. We start to make people secure and safe by not judging, by not concluding on somebody's performance, and assuring them. We provide an environment where the feedback that is given is taken in the right sense. We also prepare to be listened. We need to listen to them. We become open to listen to the criticism. They may have very important suggestion on what things could be improved. So review need not be one way, and it will definitely not be one way. As you become more mindful, as you start meditating, because you realize there is nothing superior or inferior in an organization. Everybody plays a role, not necessarily having a superior complex or an inferior complex. So mindful reviews and feedback are an excellent opportunity for us to grow. And meditation is the only tool that I have seen. We go through a lot of soft skills training in our organizations. I've gone through in my 20+ years career. There are many, many soft skill trainings. But these trainings will give you some knowledge. But end of the day, especially when it comes to reviews and feedback, because these touch the emotions and personal experiences, that knowledge goes out of the window. However, with meditation, we become naturally mindful. Even when that feeling, I mean, again, when I first saw that email response from my colleague, my first reaction was anger. It's not that we don't get angry. I started thinking, why would he say it was such a simple decision? I needn't have even told him. Why is he so nasty about that, about the feedback? But with meditation, you start recognizing that emotion. And instead of responding in or reacting in kind, you start responding. So friends, meditation is a tool that, like anything else, it is not like anything else. It is a fantastic tool that I found, and from then on, I said, this is almost a panacea. Relationships at work changed drastically. So friends, let's get into another session of meditation today. The technique that, for those of you who are new, we follow what is called as Anapanasati, a simple technique of observing our breath. We sit comfortably, either on a chair or on a floor. Close our eyes and observe our breath going in and going out. A natural, simple, natural breath. We don't force our breath either going in or bringing it out. We just observe a natural breath. As we observe, our thoughts come down and we get into an empty state. So relax, friends. Close your eyes. If you're wearing specs, you can remove them. And
friends, let's go into breath mindfulness meditation with your fingers into fingers, placing your hands comfortably in your lap. Observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath. In this meditation, we observe the breath and allow ourselves to slowly become empty of all thoughts in our mind for the whole duration. Our goal is to empty the mind. Our goal is to merge into that greater emptiness that quantum energy field. Yourself to merge into your breath and allow yourself to slowly and slowly become empty of all thoughts in your mind. Allow yourself to become totally empty of all thoughts in your mind. As your mind is empty, can you find that emptiness inside of you, all around you? Become aware of our emptiness, where there's no body, where there's no thing, in no place and no time. The longer you stay in this field as no body, as no thing, the more you become of it, and the more you receive from it. If you find yourself distracted in thought, gently go back to observing your breath and slowly find that emptiness all around. Less matter, more energy. Allow yourself to stay away from your body, stay away from your life, and allow yourself to merge into this emptiness, that quantum energy. The more we experience this energy, dear friends, the more open we become, the more miraculous we become. Tell yourself to merge into that emptiness of yourself. This is your divine self. This is your greater intelligence, that quantum consciousness. If you find yourself in thought, gently go back to observing your breath and tell yourself to stay connected to this emptiness of no body, of nothing, and experience this energy, dear friends. yourself to stay connected, this abundance of energy field. We are less matter, more energy. The longer we stay as nobody, as nothing in no place and time, the more we experience this energy, the more opportunities we receive into our life. Go deeper and deeper into this emptiness. The more you're connected into this field, the more you experience your wholeness and oneness. Friends, let's express gratitude. Gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership. Our thoughts send the signal out, but the feelings draw the events into our life. So express your gratitude to all things and everybody, your parents, your teachers, your mentors, all the people, your friends, family, colleagues, this nature, all the things you, system that support you, and to yourself, to this consciousness, this universe. Relax your body. Feel your body. And recollect your experience from the session. How did you feel? What did you see? And whenever you're ready, you can keep your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds and then open your eyes.
Welcome back, friends. I hope you had a wonderful session. So this was the 16th day, and many of you have been practicing meditation for some time, but I'd love to hear somebody who's been fairly new to the meditation, their experience, and you can raise your hand. Rohan, you want to share your experience? Yes, Venugaru. Good to see you.
Yeah, good evening, Rakesh sir, and good morning to all. Yeah, I have one question. Like when you explained about feedback. So work-wise, yeah, we can accept like whatever they give the feedback, and but some other aspect to like whenever we are doing some any function, whatever it is, like some festival. If you decorate or something, some people, our friends only, our relatives, they will come and they will point why this is, you should be like this, you should not be like this. So that is also come under feedback.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Right. Again, I think you brought a great point, right? So feedback is not necessarily at work. Feedback can be from everyday life, family as well. So when, again, I think when we receive feedback, we decide at that point in time what is right. We don't just discard because the person who is giving, right? We don't judge based on what that person is or what our experience of that person was. We look at that point in time. That is what being mindful is. We look at that point in time. And if that person's feedback makes sense at that point in time and we have the opportunity to change, we go with it. However, if it doesn't make sense, or if that comment was just something that on which you cannot act upon, we just ignore it. Right? We have the courage to just keep quiet. Keeping quiet is also the courage that we build through meditation.
Yeah.
Right? Every feedback need not be responded to. We choose what we can take, and we take with the understanding that we can improve. So it's perfectly fine. Right? So I hope that kind of.
Yeah, sometimes what will happen, just like that, they will give some feedback. Okay, this is not good. It's not genuine feedback. But even my close friends, like I cannot say like whether it is like no, they're simply pointing, yeah, that is not good. This is not good. You could have made it like this. So it's a
Yeah.
little bit hurting, but I don't know how to respond that one. So I had an experience on that. So my
No, sorry.
other friends put the effort. They did a lot of stuff, and in between, my friend came. He is also my friend. He said like, no, you could have done like this. So I thought like, okay, my other friends get hurt if they listen. So that's why like I just reacted. I mean, reacted in the sense I just explained him. So whatever is there, first accept and appreciate. Then we can make the points. That's what I told him. But somehow like I get a little bit. So this is where like I'm getting like, yeah.
Yeah. Again, I think one of the things that, at least for me, I understood was we are not here to control anybody. We, just like how we are here for our experience, everybody around us are also is for their experience. Now, we stop taking it personally because we understand that that person is giving that opinion from the level of consciousness that they are at. So we empathize with them, but we don't necessarily have to take it personally. So we look at it, and maybe, again, I mean, the way this is how we look at it, right? Again, there is no perfect answer. There is no right or wrong answer here. But if I was in that position, I would look at it and say that if something is in that feedback makes sense for my future, maybe I'll take it. Right? And we don't worry too much about what will others think. That is, again, comes through that courage and conviction that we as we continue practicing our meditation.
Okay. Thank you. Got it.
Yes. Anybody else wants to share? But these, again, I think these are the things which really help us understand ourselves. Because one of the things in the example that I shared, I got angry, and when I looked at my response, I realized it was my deep feeling that I had to be perfect. And so when somebody else questions it, it was my feeling deep inside that somebody is pointing out at my perfection. So it was a moment of learning for me at that point in time, right? So yes, friends. Anybody else? Sheetal, your comments, your experience on?
Yeah, beautiful session, Rakesh. So mindful feedbacks. This is everyday business for us. At work, at home, in friend circle, outside, inside, doesn't matter, right? So always we come across this like every day. This is very, very important and very interesting subject. Actually, yes, we get a lot of feedback from outside. We do not know what to take, what not to take, what to filter. But as we are practicing meditation, one thing I for sure I noticed that the level of patience is increased. So whether it is useful feedback, not useful feedback, it is just sometimes just they give as they wanted to give the feedbacks, right? So that happens too, because we are all conditioned to give something like. So with meditation, I was able to develop that patience. So yes, as you said, I have the same experience in my office too. When they give feedback, first time we get like, why only me? I am getting this kind of feedback. Or when I am giving feedback, like, just give whatever you are feeling. But After coming into meditation, we realized that, recognize the good qualities and how you will make those good qualities into their the blessings in their life. So that's what I learned from this. And one very important aspect I learned is, when we are giving feedback, it is very important to um, figure out three things. Like, I always look for these three things: time, is it the right time to give the feedback? Place, is it a right place to give the feedback? Situation, like, what kind of surroundings I have to give the feedback, like, feedback or suggestions, anything you say, right? So even including meditation, when a person is coming and, like, he was talking about whatever things going in his life, right? So the moment we learn meditation, we try to say, hey, you practice meditation, everything will be all right. No, that person is not ready to take that, meditation is good, you have to do meditation. He's not ready. He's just asking us to listen. That's where the listening part comes, right? So when you patiently listen, then you will understand, oh, okay, whether should I give him a feedback, should I give him a suggestion, or should I just listen? So it's very important to know, my dear friends, like, the time, what time you are in, what situation you are in, and what type of people you are surrounded by. Is it the right time to give feedback? If you are giving, what kind of feedback you must give? So, a lot of factors comes, and I'm so grateful to my meditation that it is keeping me mindful about everything. I am becoming aware of all the surroundings, and then, thanks to that higher intelligence, that, it is helping me to give the feedback on right time. So we all make mistakes. We might give feedback, we might take feedbacks, but it is always helping me to be in the situation, be in the awareness. Rakesh, it is my favorite subject. Thank you so much. You explained it so well with beautiful examples. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheetal. Yes, I think that is a great point about being aware about the situation, being aware about the context, being aware of the time and surroundings, and choosing and not choosing to give a feedback. Right? So all that comes with a complete self-awareness. Is you realize every moment is precious, and there is time for everything. Absolutely, and you're right. Again, I think we trust the higher intelligence, the quantum field, and we stop doubting ourselves. I think that is another aspect. Even when you're taking feedback, we stop doubting our intelligence. Thank you. Yes, you want to?
Yeah, I like to thanks to Sheetal Madam, like which I went through one of the situation. I don't know, like whether I need to correct it. One of my friends' mom passed away. Then people were asked me to talk to him. I just gave a call and I was talking to him. Then he was crying. Then I told him, cry, whatever you come out from that emotion and all those things. Then even my I don't know that is a correct situation or not. I just got the like meditation topic there. So that is where like I don't know like how to, is that correct situation? Sheetal Madam, like you mentioned, like as per the situation we have to act. But I just I need to clear more on this, because 2-3 situations I made like that. I sent like what GL Sastry Garu enlightenment session. Aleka was master was singing and with like Patriji. I sent those videos to them. So listen that part. What Aleka said, like that song Annamaya Kirtana, whatever song. This is the article. Then I asked them to watch video and come out from that whatever the like your feelings. Is that correct situation? What I did, like I was a little bit guilty, like whatever they're calling, I'm saying whether I am going with correct or not. So can you correct me, madam? Thank you.
Yeah, so never feel guilty, Venu, because we are always here to help each other, right?
Yes.
So that is out of love. You wanted to help that person to bring out of suffering. Okay, that is a great aspect. And you maybe that was the right time for you to express. Maybe they are ready to take. Uh, Even it might have happened on the right time. But as we are practicing more meditation, right, we are into that alignment. We are also coming to know that hey, this is the right situation to express it or not. We are getting that pause. So only thing, whether everything we are doing is right, if never judge past, like Patri sir says, whatever happened in the past is happened with the great knowledge what we have at that point. But we always have an opportunity to grow ourselves. So yes, we have to take an opportunity to express, but as you mentioned, right, always the time and the situation is also matters to them. So who knows, your suggestion might have helped him. Who knows, he might have got benefit out of it. So definitely doing more meditation will become more mindful about the situations.
Yeah, thank you, madam. Thank you so much for clarification, because I did 2-3 times about my friends, and whatever they say, oh, my mother passed away, like his mother. Immediately I sent that video. I saved that video. I like yes video. I liked that one. So this is all natakam, like that song also. I liked it. So I used to send it, that one. So some people got understood that situation. Some people like, no, I don't know whether what they understood or not, but I will keep send those whatever things are come to me. Even I will watch more and more that enlightenment session. I like that session.
Yeah. I would like to say one thing, Rakesh, if you allow me.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So that's why acquiring knowledge is very, very important. The more knowledge you have, the more best comes out of you when the situation comes. And we don't have to judge whether it is going to the right people or not right people. We have to be mindful where we are doing. But I heard from one person a very beautiful story I wanted to share here. So because the rain falls on the field, grass field. So in that grass field, there are some weeds and beautiful grass too. But the cloud and the rain does not judge that, hey, there is a weed, I should not put the water here. There is a grass, only I have to put water here. Rain knows it's okay. It's okay. The water is going to the weed. It doesn't matter. But at least the whatever the valid grass is there, it is getting the water. That's all it matters. So that's why we share this meditation to everyone, mindful to everyone. Like millions of people knows about it. But how many percent of people are understanding these concepts is very less. Out of it, how many thousands of people are practicing meditation? Again, it is less. Again, if you see how many, very small number of people are practicing every day. And in that small number of people, even the small number is understanding the knowledge, listening to people's experience, coming to the classes and listening to others' experiences, enlightenment hours. So look at the graph. If you see, like when you see yourself, you are in a very better position. We are all whoever is attending the session, we are all better in a position. So that comes naturally. We always have to understand that, sending this knowledge, sharing this knowledge is very important. Whether somebody is receiving it, whether somebody is not receiving it, is up to their thing, my dear friends. So that's why Buddha CEO is working so hard. Like all the volunteers, like Rakesh and Lakshmi Madam and Veena, Aravind, they're all working people, but still they are taking that time because they experienced this beautiful thing in their heart. When once you experience that, you want to give, like no matter how busy you are, you take your time and you give it to that to everyone, my dear friends. So that's why they are. I really feel so good when people come together to educate each other. So yes, Buddha CEO is doing that. So same thing we have to do. We have to just educate with meditation, and automatically the mind will come, the knowledge will come, and they will lead their life very happily. So that's what I wanted to share. Thank you, Rakesh.
Thank you, Sheetal. Yes, absolutely. We are all here as there is no bigger, better person, right? Everybody is learning from each other. And Venugaru, absolutely. I mean, when you share at that point in time, what your intention matters. It doesn't matter whether the other person takes it or not. Yes, they may not have taken it right now, but maybe 10 days later, one month later, 2 months later, they will definitely remember. And they'll recognize that, yes, this is something that I want to get back to. Because end of the day, everybody's consciousness are at a different level. Their situations are at different levels. As long as we don't judge them for how they have reacted, it's perfectly fine. You sharing because you felt it was right, that is perfectly fine. And we don't, bother. When I say bother, what I mean is we don't, think that, hey, if that guy is not following it, that guy is, bad or good or whatever. Right? We don't put that judgment. So that is something that I've learned. Again, no guilt feeling. I think we always get away from all those disastrous feelings. Because we share, when you share, you're feeling with the right intention. You're sharing it with joy and empathy. So there is no place for guilt or doubt. Thank you. Yes, I know we're well past the time. Anybody wants to share or ask question? Otherwise, we can wind up and we can get back tomorrow for one more topic and meditation.
Thank you, Rakesh.
In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when it seems I've lost my way, when I go inside and quiet my mind, I can hear spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love. It's love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only